Hi friends, thanks for tuning in to my very first YouTube video. I was just watching a video that I made 6 months ago after I went to my second talk on geoengineering, weather modification, solar radiation management, chemtrails, whatever you want to call it. And I didn't post it because I just felt like I wasn't nuanced enough in the subject, and I was watching it and I'm like, all of that's correct. I've just learned more about each one of those things I'm talking about. So I'm by no means any expert, but I wanted to talk about weather modification and geoengineering because it's a big fucking problem. And I've been inspired by some friendly truth tellers on YouTube, honestly. And I was like, I have things to say, and yeah, this isn't gonna change much, but it might educate some of my friends that, see my posts and, maybe have talked to me a little bit about it, but don't fully understand. Maybe they can watch this, pause things, look up things, and start waking up, because I learned about this stuff 2 years ago, and we're just being inundated with nanoparticulates of heavy metals every single day. And I just really truly believe that we don't have a lot of time. If you ever listen to any climate scientists, they'll talk about the ozone, the biosphere, and just recently some studies have come out saying that close to 80% of the ozone is depleted, is ruined. And we're letting what's it called? Sun rays. There's good ones. Oh, UV rays. UV ray C. I guess that's a carcinogenic ray, and that's getting into our atmosphere much more than it ever was before. But yeah, I don't know if you guys know that the sun is very, very healing. There's these people called sun gazers, and they claim they can survive off of nothing but the sun and water. And I know that seems crazy, but when you think about it, the sun gives plants life. It's water and sun and soil that bring plants to life. I don't know if I would be able to survive with the sun, but I just wanted to tell you that it's very, very healing. And those claims that they used to say about, the sun causing skin cancer have been proven to be not true. And actually, sunscreens are ruining coral reefs. There's a beach in Hawaii that has banned chemical sunscreens because it's ruining their coral reef. So I guess that kind of leads into, one reason they might be doing geoengineering, blocking the sun. Maybe it's not the reason, but it's definitely blocking the sun from us. The Solar Radiation Management Project is this project that they say will help global warming because it's going to help the temperatures on the surface of the Earth stay low. And that's by refracting 1% of the sun that's coming into the atmosphere back out into space, using nanoparticulates of heavy metals to do so. Harvard wrote something up on it. They were talking about how they're going to do this test. The fact is, they've been doing this shit for a long time. The very first cloud seeding project that the U.S. government has on record is Project Popeye down in Vietnam. I don't know if you remember this, but it rained for days. I think it was 8 days straight, day and night. And if any of y'all have been in Colorado since 2013, you remember that flood, how it rained for all day, all night for 4 days straight. And then we had a massive flooding in this state. That was cloud seeded too. And it's, they've perfected it. To think that they aren't doing these things is just preposterous. I'll put some links up actually, but there's one that I just saw from 2012 that ABC, maybe it was NBC, I don't even remember, but it was one of the mainstream ones. They went up in a helicopter, or they went up in a plane, and the pilot was like, yeah, we cloud seed. We don't create clouds, but we will seed the clouds with silver iodine. And what what's not being talked about is the health risks that causes. And to let anybody play God, which is Mother Nature, to let anybody overrule her is just asinine. And Vail Resorts has been spraying to make it snow since the 80s. It's just not a fucking conspiracy. It's real. There's lots of projects and evidence to look at. And if you want to just go look outside, go see the colors are different. There's no blue skies anymore. There's no clouds with any real structure and color like they're supposed to. They're all just whimsical or, flighty little light clouds that are taupe looking. And those are not real clouds. I just took a picture of one the other day. It looked like an oil spill in the sky. It's not normal. And it's affecting our pollinators. We are 7 species in now are on the endangered list. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when the bees die, humans have an estimated 4 years of life because our food structure will completely collapse. It is already collapsing. If you notice and you go to the grocery store and you try and buy organic food, $8 for a bag of Brussels sprouts, asinine. $5 for an organic apple. That's what it was the other day when I went to Lucky's Market. Both of those fucking prices. It's ridiculous. Americans are pacified, right? We don't really feel it. We're like, oh shit, $2.99 for an avocado. That sucks, but I'll buy it anyways. Whereas, Puerto Rico just totally got decimated with all of their organic farms are gone. Florida's citrus trees, those are they took a huge hit. I mean, I really believe that we need to all have greenhouses right now. We need to be growing our own food, and we need to be prepared for a food collapse. I think it's going to happen, and I don't want it to happen. I don't want any of this to happen. I just want natural order. I want peace, love, and happiness, like we're all entitled to as human beings on this earth. It's a war. I mean, look at Standing Rock. Fucking a fight for clean water, and our own police forces, protecting corporations. They're doing it everywhere. Look at Spain. 1 million people just protested last night because of the incarceration of some political activists, and shit's hitting the fan everywhere. It is. So you should be prepared and you should be educated. And don't think that just because some wackos are saying Wi-Fi is fucking with their heads, or there's chemtrails in the sky, or vaccines are bad, just because they're saying that it's true. They're not conspiracy theories. I don't really want to get into vaccines because I'm not nuanced enough on it, but I know they're bad. When that many kids get injured, when we know there's formaldehyde and mercury and aluminum and just retarded shit in vaccines. Anyways, if you are in the Boulder area, you should come on out and learn about this geoengineering stuff. I invite you to Lucky Pie on the 2nd and the 3rd of December from 11 a.m. to 1:30. You can come either day. I'll post a link for that in here too. And Yeah, what else I want to talk about? I guess I wanted to talk a little bit more about weather modification, how it's done, and maybe why they're doing it. It's there's different chemicals that can do different things. So there's silver iodide, which we know can attach to precipitation and create more precipitation. So when we have these snowfalls here out in Colorado, we just had one in Boulder the other day, but nothing in Denver or Colorado Springs. Uh, it was like 4 inches, and it's kind of crazy because I set out a bowl of snow and let it melt, and it took a very long time to melt, and what's left is, I mean, there's water, obviously you need water, but it's like filmy and like some specks kind of in it, you know. I don't really know how to explain it, but the snow doesn't even look like snow, really. And I don't know if you guys remember that whole YouTube thing where people were taking a snowball and a lighter and it was turning black. Well, I was always like, that's probably just the butane. You know, that's just the butane. But I have my trusty hemp wick, which you all need to be using. If you smoke anything, don't take in butane. It's a neurotoxin, so just stay in your brain. And I did it like this with it, and it's still black, and it didn't melt. It wasn't like you know, you're supposed to be like a hole through the. Hold on, my cat is meowing. Hi, kitty, kitty. Wanna come say hi? Meow. You know, there's supposed to be like a hole through snow, or at least it dripping down your hand when it's melting, and the snow is not. It doesn't make a hole. It just like gets glassy and doesn't even melt. I mean, water was not dripping. It was not dripping. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. So they can make it snow. There's also a big issue with HAARP and these weather stations. There's 26 of them all over the world. They are high voltage energy that can shoot straight up into the atmosphere, and it bends the ionosphere up. When you bend the ionosphere, you're changing the way the water moves around the planet. And what these can do is drastically reduce change the temperature on the ground in a very select spot. They can, it's crazy, but you know, they can predict and control the weather. And I firmly, you know, I've been watching the weather now for 2 years because I have felt like something's been wrong. And you know, I don't feel like the rainstorms are natural anymore. I used to be able to sleep through rainstorms, and now I feel like a little bit anxious, but just like energized and like awake. And I think it's because there's just so much energy in the air. And yeah, HAARP's real bad. You should look it up. The Weather Channel, or not the Weather Channel, the History Channel did a series on it, on HAARP. If I make these too long, then people won't watch them. So, let's see. I'm gonna post some pictures, I think, because I took a lot of pictures when I went to CU. They have projects that hung up on the wall. A lot of them talking about the stratosphere and cloud seeding and nanoparticulates and seismology. And I was just like, wow, this is a lot of things that you guys are studying that can just manipulate our natural order. So I think I'll post those. And yeah, if you guys want to learn more, let me know. I'm super happy to talk about things. I'm not really like afraid of what my family or friends think of me at this point, because it's a big issue. Just think about it. Somebody playing God with the weather. Somebody's manipulating the weather. It's just insanity. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.